Good afternoon, good morning, both first and fifth hour intro to art. I filled you in on this yesterday, but I'm not 100% sure how many of you guys caught it. I'm not here, obviously. I'm not going to be here for the next 2 days. And with that being said, I wanted to shoot this video just to kind of inform you guys as to what was going on, what I have planned for you guys, and what I'm looking for you guys to work towards or work through completion to end the week on. So, brief recap, you guys have been working with color theory, more importantly, watercolors, to figure out the whole blending of colors together so that you get something that you originally planned out. You guys have done some guided notes using colored pencils. You guys have worked through the color mixing grid, and now you guys are working on an exercise that somewhat looks like this. However, this is not even all the way complete, and I don't really think if you're watching this video right now, Thursday, this is really at the point where you guys are even at. But regardless, you guys are all going to have picked up a sheet or two of watercolor paper. I've got a couple sheets still left, so hopefully you guys held on to it. Otherwise, if there's no paper left over, you guys are going to be on your own and probably needing to use some sketchbook paper, which might not yield the best results. But regardless, I've asked you guys to trace out at least 12 different sized or shaped circles. Try to make it as completely random as possible, large ones, small ones, all over the paper surface. Have some of them overlapping, have some of them spaced out, because we are going to practice some watercolor techniques here on in the insides of these to make them look a little bit more three-dimensional, sphere-like. Now, I already have run through the process of doing this. It's actually very, very simple using what you already know from the color wheel. You can choose any color that you want and then decide whether or not you're going to go to the left side of the color wheel or the right side of the color wheel to blend the colors together. Now, sometimes this is a little bit easier said than done with certain colors that I might be pointing out here. But like, for example, I'll take like the yellow or the orange that I've got up here in this circle. Now, I chose yellow because the circle that was directly next to it, matter of fact, the circle that was overlapping it, I had already previously done a purple shade inside of it. So I know that purple's complementary color is yellow, so I went with yellow. I started off with a darker yellow or almost a yellower orange around the outside border. And then as I moved in towards the center, I ended up using either less and less yellow-orange or more and more yellow, just regular yellow pigment. Once I got my pigment in there and I left a little open white space, I used the watercolor brush to blend all those colors together. And then obviously if I accidentally went out of the lines, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Now, what are you guys working on today? Well, really simple. You're working on finishing this. What I mean by that is you're going to work through today's class period, March 21st, Thursday, to filling up these watercolor spheres or circles with the blended colors so that one side has a highlight and one side sort of has a shadow. Now, my expectations are that it's probably going to be a little sloppy, it's probably going to be a little messy, and that's okay. That's not a big deal. Tomorrow, when we would normally have a sketchbook challenge on a Friday, I'm going to have you guys come back to this, and there will be painter tape rolls. I have a roll right here on my desk. There will be painter tape rolls up here on the supply desk that I will ask you guys to simply create a taped border, kind of like what you see right here, only it's going to be on all four sides. And you guys are going to use that tape border to then fill in all of the open area where there's no circles at. Remember what that word was? Negative space. That's from our stencil project. You're going to fill in all of the negative space here with black Sharpie. Now, the nice thing about this is the black Sharpie will cover up any mistakes or accidents that might have went out of the actual circle shape. Matter of fact, if I zoom in here, there we go, you can see that some of the areas that are painted are a little less organized than they originally seem. And some of the areas that look really nice and clean are done so because I've traced around it with the Sharpie marker. Now, the paint the painter's tape on all four sides is kind of important because that's going to leave your borders really nice and clean and crisp. Don't worry about putting painter's tape over top of your already painted circles. Nothing's going to happen to it unless you put the tape down when it was wet. If you have wet paper, I would recommend you not putting the tape over it because it's probably going to tear. That is, the paper is going to tear when you go to remove the tape. Now, when you guys turn this in on Friday, I will look for you guys to have all 12 of your circles properly blended with the watercolor techniques. I will look for your backgrounds or negative space to be filled in with Sharpie marker, black marker, and then I will look for you guys to have removed the blue painter's tape, therefore showing me 4 clean corners. And I can show you guys how to remove this. It's actually really simple. It's just like regular tape. However, the difference that you're going to want to take here is blue painter's tape should be removed in a motion in the direction towards what it was that you painted or what it was that you were trying to cover up. Okay, you'll notice I'm kind of peeling this slowly, but that's because that's how fast the tape allows me to peel it off. But I'm also peeling it downwards. That way, if I accidentally rip anything, I rip down here and I can always fill it in with a little bit of Sharpie. So to show you guys that again, there we go, I've got this little corner peeled up. I'm going to actually bend this down and just very slowly move my arm across. And as you can see, I get nice clean edges on all 4 sides. Now, I got to do a little bit more work over here, fill in some black and do a little bit taping, little taping edge here. But once all this is complete on Friday, you're going to turn it in, you're going to get credit, and we are right on the cusp before we go to spring break on working on your painting watercolor large-scale projects. So I hope you guys enjoy this experience. I hope you guys practice some stuff, and I will see you guys when I return on Monday so that we can go over what your project is going to look like. All right? See you guys. Good luck.